In the vast, shifting sands of the Egyptian desert, a silhouette stands against the sun. It is a shape known to all humanity, a structure that has defied the erosion of millennia. This is the Great Pyramid of Giza. It is more than just a tomb for a long-dead pharaoh. It is a monument that seems to exist outside of time itself, a silent testament to a civilization that continues to mystify us. For thousands of years, it has guarded its secrets, its great stone face gazing eastward toward the dawn, as if waiting for a moment of revelation that has not yet come. We look upon it and see a marvel of engineering, a feat of impossible labor. But what if we are only seeing the surface? What if the true purpose of this ancient wonder is far grander than we have ever imagined? The Great Pyramid does not merely sit upon the earth. It seems to be in a quiet conversation with the heavens above. Its very placement, its precise angles, its internal shafts all point to something beyond our world. They whisper of a forgotten connection to the cosmos, a deep understanding of the universe that we are only now beginning to rediscover. This is not just a story of stones and sand. It is a story of stars and profound wisdom. The ancient Egyptians were meticulous record keepers. They inscribed their history, their rituals, and their beliefs onto papyrus scrolls and temple walls. Yet, for their most magnificent creation, they left behind no clear instructions. No blueprints have ever been found. No texts explain how millions of massive stone blocks were quarried, transported, and lifted with such astonishing precision. This silence is deafening. It invites us to look deeper, to search for answers not in written words, but in the very design of the structure itself, a silent language of geometry, mathematics, and astronomy. We believe we are an advanced civilization standing at the pinnacle of human achievement. We have walked on the moon and peered into the farthest reaches of the galaxy. Yet, we still cannot say with certainty how the Great Pyramid was built. We cannot fully explain its purpose. This enduring enigma forces us to confront a humbling possibility. Perhaps the people who built this monument were not primitive. Perhaps they possessed a form of knowledge that we have lost, a different kind of science that understood the fundamental harmony between the earth and the stars. The mystery deepens when we lift our gaze from the desert floor to the night sky. The three Great Pyramids on the Giza Plateau are not placed at random. Their layout on the ground is a near-perfect mirror of the three stars that form Orion's belt. Star 1 star, 2 star 3. This alignment is too precise to be a coincidence. It is a deliberate, powerful statement etched into the landscape. It suggests that the pharaohs who built these structures were not just honoring themselves. They were attempting to create a connection, a bridge between their kingdom on Earth and a celestial kingdom in the stars. The constellation of Orion held a special significance for the ancient Egyptians. They associated it with Osiris, the god of the afterlife, rebirth and resurrection. By aligning their most sacred monuments with these stars, were they building a gateway for the soul? Were they trying to ensure their journey into the next world would follow a cosmic map? The questions multiply with every new discovery. The pyramid seems to be a key, designed to unlock a door that we have long forgotten even existed, a door that leads to the very heart of their spiritual beliefs. Beyond the stars, there is the matter of mathematics. The dimensions of the Great Pyramid contain incredible mathematical constants. The ratio of its height to its perimeter is a near-perfect approximation of pi. The sacred geometry of the golden ratio, phi, appears in the proportions of its inner chambers. These are not simple numbers. They are the fundamental constants that describe the very fabric of our universe. How could a civilization from over 4,500 years ago have encoded this cosmic knowledge so perfectly in stone? Was this a message? This leads us to the ultimate question, the one that echoes through the halls of history and challenges our understanding of the past. Did the ancient Egyptians possess a profound cosmic knowledge passed down from an even older, forgotten source? Was the Great Pyramid built not just as a tomb, but as a repository of wisdom, a time capsule designed to preserve a universal truth for a future generation capable of understanding its language, a generation like ours? We stand at a unique point in time, with the tools to see what those before us could not. The pyramid is waiting. The Great Pyramid of Giza is not merely large, it is monumental on a scale that is difficult to comprehend. It is composed of an estimated 2.3 million stone blocks, each weighing an average of 2.5 tons, with some granite blocks in the king's chamber weighing as much as 80 tons. For centuries, it stood as the tallest man-made structure on Earth, a testament to an ambition that seems almost superhuman. Its sheer size is an act of defiance against the limits of human capability. Imagine the sheer will required to even conceive of such a project, let alone to see it through to completion. This was not just construction, it was the creation of an artificial mountain, a symphony in stone. The base covers an area of over 13 acres, large enough to comfortably hold several of the world's great cathedrals. Yet despite this footprint, its builders achieved a level of accuracy that would challenge modern engineers. The four sides of the base are aligned almost perfectly with the four cardinal directions: north, south, east, west. The deviation is minuscule, a feat of surveying showing profound understanding of Earth's orientation. This was not built by guesswork or brute force alone. It was planned with meticulous care, every angle and dimension imbued with purpose, pointing to higher knowledge. The original pyramid was not the tiered, sand-colored monument we see today. It was once encased in highly polished white Tura limestone, smooth and brilliant. These casing stones, some still at the base, fit together so perfectly that a knife blade cannot be inserted. In the bright Egyptian sun, the structure would have gleamed like a colossal jewel, visible for miles. It must have appeared as a beacon, a shining star on the horizon, connecting earth and sky. The loss of these casing stones revealed the rougher core, but not the awe it inspires. This level of craftsmanship raises profound questions about intended purpose. If it was simply a tomb, why was such extraordinary detail necessary? Why encode precise alignments and use breathtaking materials, only to seal them away forever? The structure seems over-engineered for a simple burial vault. Its complexity and elegance suggest a dual function beyond the needs of the dead. It speaks of a civilization with no separation between physical and metaphysical, engineering and sacred. It was a machine for the soul, and every stone was placed with divine intention. The greatest enigma of the Great Pyramid is not why it was built, but how. Mainstream archaeology suggests that armies of skilled laborers used ramps to haul the massive stones into place. Yet, there is no consensus on the type of ramp used. A single, long, straight ramp would have needed to be over a mile long to maintain a manageable slope, requiring more material than the pyramid itself. A spiraling ramp wrapping around the pyramid would have obscured the crucial lines of sight needed for the structure's precise alignment. Each theory presents its own set of seemingly insurmountable problems, leaving the central mystery unsolved and the debate wide open. Consider the logistics of the operation. The stones were quarried, some from local sites and others, like the red granite, from Aswan, over 500 miles to the south. These massive blocks were then transported, likely by boat on the Nile, and then moved across the desert to the construction site. How were they lifted from the quarries? How were they loaded onto barges and then unloaded? And most critically, how were they raised hundreds of feet into the air and positioned with millimeter accuracy? The sheer organizational challenge is staggering, requiring a level of project management and coordinated effort that seems to belong to a much later era in human history. The tools available to the ancient Egyptians, as we understand them, were primarily copper chisels and stone hammers. While effective for some tasks, it is difficult to imagine how such tools could have been used to cut and shape hard granite with the precision found within the pyramid's chambers. The coffer in the king's chamber, for example, is carved from a single block of solid granite, with hollowed-out interior corners that suggest the use of a high-speed drill. The evidence on the stone itself seems to tell a different story from the one told by the artifacts left behind, a technological discrepancy that has puzzled researchers for generations. This leads us to a controversial but persistent question. Did the builders of the pyramid possess a form of lost technology? Were they using techniques we do not yet understand, perhaps involving sonic levitation or advanced masonry methods that left no trace? To suggest this is not to discredit the ingenuity of the ancient Egyptians, but rather to honor the scale of their achievement. The pyramid itself is the primary piece of evidence, and it tells us that its creators were capable of things that, by our current understanding of the past, should have been impossible. The silence in the historical record is where speculation takes root, and the stones themselves demand a better explanation. The engineering marvel of the Great Pyramid extends far beyond its size. It lies in its almost unbelievable precision. The four sides of its base are incredibly level. Despite spanning an area of 13 acres, the difference in height between the corners is less than an inch. This level of accuracy across such a vast, uneven surface is astounding. Achieving it would require sophisticated surveying instruments and techniques. The builders must have had a way to create a perfectly flat and level foundation, a feat that would be a significant challenge for construction companies today. How they accomplished this with the tools we believe they had remains one of the pyramid's most profound engineering secrets. Furthermore, the pyramid's design incorporates a unique and subtle feature. It is not a true four-sided pyramid. Each of the four faces is slightly concave, indented along its center line. This concavity is so slight that it is completely invisible from the ground and can only be detected from the air under specific lighting conditions, such as during the spring equinoxes and the autumn equinoxes. This feature divides the pyramid into 8 faces instead of 4. The purpose of this design is unknown, but its execution required an additional layer of geometric and constructional complexity. It is a detail so refined and difficult to achieve that it seems to rule out any possibility of accidental creation. This obsession with precision carries through to the interior. The descending passages within the pyramid are remarkably straight, deviating by only a fraction of an inch over their entire length of several hundred feet. The ascending passages within the pyramid are remarkably straight, deviating by only a fraction of an inch over their entire length of several hundred feet. Boring a perfectly straight tunnel through solid rock is an immense challenge. To do so at a precise, consistent angle points to an advanced understanding of geometry and a mastery of stone cutting that is difficult to explain. These passages were not roughly hewn tunnels. They were perfectly engineered corridors, designed and executed with a purpose that demanded absolute accuracy, as if they were components in a finely tuned machine. When we consider these elements together, the cardinal alignment, the level base, the 8-sided design, and the straightness of the internal passages, we are forced to confront a startling realization. The builders of the Great Pyramid were operating with a level of technical sophistication that appears to be completely out of place for their time. This was not primitive construction. This was precision engineering of the highest order. The pyramid is less a simple monument and more a masterwork of applied science, a structure that embodies a deep knowledge of mathematics, astronomy, and geodesy. It is a message in stone, and its language is one of perfect, undeniable precision. The Great Pyramid stands as the ultimate enigma, its secrets guarded by stone and time. Each new discovery, from the star shafts to the hidden voids, only seems to deepen the mystery. It is a puzzle box passed down through the millennia, and we have only just begun to turn the key. The journey to unlock the pyramid is far from over. It is an ongoing quest, a grand adventure that unites archaeologists, physicists, engineers, and dreamers in a common purpose. The search for answers continues on the ground in Egypt, with every new scan and every careful excavation revealing the story of the pyramid one grain of sand at a time. This quest is not just about understanding the past, it is about shaping our future. The pyramid challenges us to think differently, to be open to possibilities that lie outside our conventional understanding. If the ancients did possess a clean energy technology, rediscovering it could change our world. If they understood the subtle energies of the planet, that knowledge could lead to new frontiers in science and consciousness. The pyramid is more than a historical artifact. It is a source of inspiration, a catalyst for innovation, and a reminder that there are still great wonders to be found. both in the world around us and within ourselves. The final truth of the Great Pyramid may never be known with absolute certainty. Perhaps that is its ultimate purpose. It is a permanent monument to the endless mystery of human existence, designed to forever inspire our curiosity and drive our search for knowledge. It is a question mark written on the face of the earth, encouraging every generation to look up at the stars and wonder. The pyramid does not belong to one pharaoh or one nation. It belongs to the world. It is a shared heritage, a common puzzle that invites us all to participate in the search for its solution. The story is not over. As you watch the sun set over the Giza plateau, know that the quest continues. New technologies will emerge, new discoveries will be made, and new theories will be born. The pyramid will be waiting, as it has always waited, for those who dare to ask the big questions and follow the evidence wherever it may lead. The greatest secrets are often the best kept, but they are never kept forever. The Great Pyramid is a testament to that truth, and its final message is an invitation to keep searching, to keep questioning, and to never lose our sense of wonder at the vast and beautiful mystery of our universe.